The name Jack Johnson is synonymous with the fight for racial equality and the rise of the African American boxer. Born in 1878 in Galveston, Texas, Johnson overcame incredible odds to become the first African American heavyweight champion of the world in 1908. But his story goes far beyond the ring. This is the story of a man who refused to be defined by the color of his skin and fought for respect and equality in a world that was not ready for it. Jack Johnson's rise to fame was met with resistance from the white establishment, who saw him as a threat to their power and dominance. Despite this, he continued to fight and win against white opponents, including the reigning heavyweight champion of the world, Tommy Burns, in 1908. This victory made him the first African American heavyweight champion of the world, and his win sparked nationwide celebrations among African Americans. But his reign as champion was not without controversy. He was arrested multiple times on trumped-up charges and faced discrimination both inside and outside the ring. Despite this, Jack Johnson refused to back down and continued to fight for respect and equality, both in the ring and in his everyday life. He became a symbol of Black excellence and defiance in the face of racial oppression. This is the story of a true trailblazer who broke down barriers and paved the way for future generations. Jack Johnson's victory over Tommy Burns in 1908 made him the first African American heavyweight champion of the world, and it was a historic moment for the African American community. Johnson's achievement was celebrated by African Americans across the country as it was a symbol of progress and Black excellence. However, the white establishment did not take kindly to this victory, and they tried to discredit Johnson and strip him of his title. The search for the Great White Hope to defeat Johnson in the ring became a national obsession, with many white boxers being touted as the one to dethrone him. Johnson's reign as champion was marked by constant racial discrimination and harassment, both inside and outside of the ring. He was arrested multiple times on trumped-up charges, and was eventually convicted of violating the Mann Act, which prohibited the transportation of women across state lines for immoral purposes. He was sentenced to prison, and his license to fight was revoked. This effectively ended his career as a professional boxer. Despite these setbacks, Johnson continued to fight for respect and equality, both inside and outside of the ring. He traveled to Europe and fought in exhibitions where he was treated as a celebrity and a champion. He returned to the United States in 1920 and lived the rest of his days as a successful businessman and advocate for the rights of African Americans. He opened his own nightclub, operated a fleet of taxi cabs, and even starred in a Hollywood film. Johnson's legacy extends far beyond the ring, as he was a trailblazer for not just African American boxers, but for all African Americans. He was a symbol of Black excellence and defiance in the face of racial oppression. He continues to inspire generations to this day, and his story serves as a reminder of the impact one person can have when they refuse to back down in the face of adversity. Jack Johnson's story is one of determination, resilience, and courage in the face of adversity. He refused to be defined by the color of his skin and fought for respect and equality in a world that was not ready for it. He shattered barriers and paved the way for future generations of African American athletes and trailblazers. He faced constant discrimination and harassment, both inside and outside of the ring, but he refused to back down. He was not only a champion in the ring, but also a champion for civil rights, who stood up for himself and his community. His legacy extends far beyond the ring, as he was a trailblazer for not just African American boxers, but for all African Americans. He was a symbol of Black excellence, defiance, and perseverance. His story serves as a reminder of the impact one person can have when they refuse to back down in the face of adversity, and continues to inspire generations to this day.
Please like, comment, share, and subscribe.